Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to show you how to create a virtual network attached storage device or NAS device in VMware Workstation. I will go to a browser and search download FreeNAS. You can use either FreeNAS or you can use TrueNAS. The installation and configuration are almost identical in the two systems. I will choose FreeNAS download and then download the file. It will save an ISO image, so I will save the file. The file name is FreeNAS-11.2. Click on save. Then I go to VMware Workstation. FreeNAS is a virtual machine and it creates a virtual network attached storage. I will create a new virtual machine. Keep custom and go next. Workstation 15.x compatible, go next. Then I will select install disk image ISO and browse, and then choose FreeNAS ISO image. As you have noticed that VMware Workstation has detected it as a FreeBSD 64-bit. We'll go next. Then I will create a new folder in the VM directory and I will name it as FreeNAS. Select the new folder and click on OK. I will also name this VM as FreeNAS. And then go next. I will keep processor as 1 and go next. I will need 8 GB of memory and go next. I will use the host only networking, that means VMnet1 and go next. I will keep the IO controller default and then disk type as default and create a new virtual disk and go next. I will use 10 GB disk and single file. Go next and next and finish. I will add 2 more virtual disks with this virtual machine. So I'll go to edit, hard disk, next, iSCSI, create new virtual disk, 20 GB single file and finish. Another virtual disk. Create new virtual disk, 20 GB single file, next, finish, and then OK. I already mounted the installer ISO image for FreeNAS, so once I power it on, it will start booting and start installing. There is a countdown. Also, I have different options. By default, option 1 is selected. Here I can select different menus by using the arrow key on the keyboard. I will choose number 1 to install and press enter. I will install in the first disk, which is 10 GB. To select this disk, I will press on the spacebar key and then press enter. Warning, it will erase everything, that's fine. I'll press enter. I will create a root password. and press enter. I can keep the default boot via BIOS and press enter. It's going to take some time to complete this installation. The installation has succeeded, and it says please reboot and remove the installation media. So I will press enter, and then to reboot I will go to option 3 and press enter. Now it will automatically boot. The boot process has completed. It has picked up an IP address 192.168.105.132. I'm going to configure a static IP address. So from this menu, I will choose option 1 by typing 1 on the keyboard and press enter. And then from the next menu, I have just only one option. So I will choose option 1, which is for EM0. So I press enter. And it's asking whether I want to reset the network configuration. I don't want to reset. I want to configure. So I will press no and enter. Configure the interface for DHCP. No. Enter. Configure IPv4. Yes. Enter. Interface name is EM0 as I can see on the screen, and press enter. Now IPv4 address, I will use 192.168.105.105 and press enter. For mask, I will use 255.255.255.0, which is the default subnet mask for Class C network, and press enter. Configure IPv6, no, and enter. The new network configuration has been loaded. As you can see, the IP address has changed. Now go to the web interface of this machine to create an iSCSI target. So in a browser, I will type in the IP address of the machine. And then log in with root account. Now from the left side menu, I will go to storage and then go to pools and add a new pool. I will name this pool as pool 1 and select both 20 GB hard drives and click on the right arrow key. From the drop down, I will select the option mirror and click on create. Then I check the confirm checkbox and create pool. So the storage pool has been created. Now I will go to the menu of that storage pool from the right side of the table and then add Z volume. It supports a zettabyte file system. For the volume name, I will use iSCSI -Z volume, and for the volume size, I will use 12 GB. That is less than 80% of 20 GB. For sync, I will use standard inherit, and for compression level, I will use inherit, and for ZFS duplication, I will also use inherit. Then click on save. Next, I will go to the services menu and then look for iSCSI service and turn on the service. Also, I will check on the start automatically for iSCSI service. Next, I will go to the configuration of iSCSI service. And then on the target global configuration, it got a name automatically. And this is the base name that I will need when I add a data store on this NAS device. I'll click on save. And then I will go to portal tab. I will add a new portal. In the comment, I will type iSCSI _portal, and for discovery authentication method none, discovery authentication group none, for IP address 0.0.0.0, that means any IP, and port 3260, and then click on save. Next, I will go to initiator tab and then add an initiator. I will select initiators all and authorization network all. So click on save. Next, I will go to targets tab and then add a target. I will name the target as iSCSI target 1, alias name same, iSCSI target 1, and for port group ID I will use 1, which is iSCSI portal, and initiator group ID I will use also 1. For authentication method, none. Authentication group number, none. And then click on save. Next, I will go to the extents tab and add a new extent. I will name it iSCSI-extent. Extent type device, and device is pool 1, iSCSI Z volume, logical block size 512, and then save. Next, I will go to associated targets and add an associated target. For the target, I will choose iSCSI target 1. For LAN ID, I will use a value 1, and for extent, I will use iSCSI extent, and click on save. Now go back to the target global configuration. That's the end of creating an iSCSI target in FreeNAS. I will be able to create data stores in iSCSI server that maps to this NAS device. The base name of the iSCSI and the NAS VM's IP address will be needed to create a VMFS data store in iSCSI server. Please check the data store creation video. I used FreeNAS in the video. If you use TrueNAS, the process is exactly the same. I'm going to append a fast forward version of creating a NAS in TrueNAS. And that is the end of this video. I hope the video was helpful. Thank you for watching.